Hi friends, in this lecture we will study difference between the pencil tool, the brush tool and the blob brush tool. So we will first start with the pencil tool. So if you go into the toolbar, the icon over here represents the pencil tool. You can double click on this icon to adjust the pencil settings. Now in this icon, in this box, you'll get the option to adjust the fidelity to accurate, or to make it very smooth, or to make it in the center. Let us first start with accurate fidelity. So I make the fidelity to accurate and click on OK and draw a line. So you will see you get a virtually very accurate line, but it is not very smooth if you see. And again, the line is not visible when you click outside. The reason being that the line has not got a stroke color, so I'll give a stroke color and a thickness. Now it is visible, but you can see it is not very smooth. Now one more time I double click on the pencil tool, and this time I select the fidelity to smooth and I click on OK. Now I draw a object, and you will see you get a virtually very smooth line, and it remembers the settings of the previous setting of the pencil tool, that is black fill and 1 point size. However, for most of the drawings we keep the fidelity to medium, so in that case it will maintain a good amount of smoothing as well as accuracy. However, if you want, you can always adjust the fidelity to your liking and keep it that way. Then you also get an option that is fill new pencil strokes. So if I click over here and I click on OK and I draw a object, and there is some kind of a fill color for that, and I draw, so it will fill the new pencil strokes. But if I go over here and double click and I disable that option and now I draw, so it will not fill it with any color. Hmm. So that was the option fill. So usually we keep it disabled. Then you have the option keep selected. Now keep selected, what it does is that when you draw a line, it will keep it selected, and then you can even alter it like this, or like this, or like this. So you can go on stretching the line. That was the option keep selected. Then you get the option Alt key toggles to smooth tool. This means that when I'm drawing this line and I press the Alt key, so now the line will operate between smooth mode or non-smooth mode. Alright, and then I click outside. So any line you select, you can press the Alt key and you can select a line and adjust the smoothness. So that was the Alt key toggles to smooth tool. So I'll keep it off. Close paths when ends are within 15 pixels. It means that when you're drawing an object using the pencil tool, and when it is within 15 pixels and you bring it close to it, it will close the path. See one more time. If I draw an object and bring it within 15 pixels, it will close the path. So you can adjust the amount of pixels. Then you get the option to edit the selected path. So after you have drawn the object, you can edit the object. So that is called as edit the selected path. And last is edit the selected path within how many pixels, so you can adjust it. So these are the settings which I prefer, that is I keep the smoothing up to here, I keep selected, and I close the paths and edit selected paths, and then I click on OK. Now that was about the pencil tool. So it's mainly used for drawing, and I will just show you. I'll just erase all of them, and I'll use the pencil tool, and it is used for drawing kind of rough sketches like this. So you can see that we have drawn an object with the pencil tool, and it is mainly used for creating rough schematic sketches. Now alternately, let us see the brush tool. So first you will see I'll use the brush tool and I'll draw some object. It's very similar to the pencil tool, except that the strokes will be more fine and superior, and you get the flexibility of changing the strokes from here, and you can also adjust the thickness. See, I'll draw object, it comes more smooth, and you can select any kind of brushes from here, and you also get the flexibility to load any new brushes also, like artistic calligraphic brushes, and I can draw some good calligraphy with this. You can see I can select the calligraphic brushes, and they come in different sizes and dimensions, so you can select the ones which you prefer, and it has virtually all the features like that of the pencil tool. Like you can adjust the fidelity, you can fill the new brush strokes, you can keep it selected, and you can edit the selected paths. Okay, so see, for example, I'm drawing this, and I can continue because it's edit selected. I can continue from that point onwards and go on drawing. Plus you get a host of other features, that you can create new brushes of your own, of the type art brush, scatter brush, calligraphic brush. Those features you don't get in pencil tool. In pencil tool, it's mainly made use for creating rough schematic drawings. Although after drawing using the pencil tool, you can apply any of the brush styles to it, but frankly speaking, it is not for that. The pencil tool is mainly used for creating rough schematic drawings for as references. And when you want to make anything smooth and give it a kind of texture, it is the brush tool. The one point of similarity between both of them is that in pencil tool you can see you get these anchor points. So if you click on the direct selection tool, you can see these are the anchor points, and I can adjust these anchor points by double clicking on them, and I can adjust the curve or the stretch of them. Same feature you get in the brush tool as well. So if I click the brush tool, you can see these anchor points are there in the brush tool as well, and you can stretch them, expand them, and give the curve. This is the point of similarity between both of them. Like both of them are treated as paths. Now let's come to the blob brush tool. So if you right click on the brush tool, get the blob brush tool, and let me draw an object using the blob brush tool. So I have drawn some object. On the face of it, it looks very similar to the brush tool. However, let me just increase the thickness of this. So I'll increase the thickness of the blob brush tool, and now I will use the direct selection tool. Now I will zoom it, and when you zoom and see, you will see that you can see two lines. So it is not a path, but it is actually a shape. Let me make this to 0 point and show you. So I'll make this to 0. You can see that it is actually a shape, and if you use the direct selection tool it and double click on the point, it is treated it as a shape. So mainly it is used for filling colors. That is the option of blob brush tool. And if you double click on the blob brush tool, you get the option same like keep selected, merge only, fidelity, and brush stroke, the angle of the brush, the size of the brush, the roundness of the brush. So it's mainly used for filling colors. So the difference between the blob brush tool and the paintbrush tool is both these tools, brush tool and pencil tool, they create paths, whereas the blob brush tool creates shapes. So the blob brush tool is used for filling colors, whereas the brush tool is used for drawing beautiful drawings, and the pencil tool is used for making rough schematic drawings. You'll understand the application of this in the future lectures when we will start with some project. So in the next lecture, we'll be doing a small project of filling colors using the blob brush tool, and that is to make you appreciate the difference between the tools. So with this, we finish this lecture and we'll see you again in the next lecture. Till then, goodbye.